The moment felt strange from the very start when Bowen Yang walked forward during the final goodbyes of the Christmas episode of Saturday Night Live, because something was clearly wrong as his hands were shaking, his eyes were wet, and even though he tried to smile, his face did not listen, and this was not the normal end of show moment filled with cheers and laughs, but instead felt heavy, quiet, and real in a way that made people sitting at home stop breathing for a second, because no one was ready for what they were seeing, since cast members usually wave, hug, and joke around as the music plays. But Bowen could not speak and looked like someone trying to hold back a storm, and the camera stayed on him just a little longer than usual, long enough for everyone to notice that this was not acting, and when Ariana Grande pulled him into a tight hug, it did not look like friendly congratulations but instead looked like comfort. And in that second, millions of viewers realized something big was happening, because people thought they were watching a fun holiday episode, but instead they were watching the end of something important, with no announcement, no warning, and no goodbye message shared online. And the truth only hit when the credits began to roll and Bowen Yang was leaving while almost nobody knew it was coming. And inside the studio, the mood changed fast as the audience could feel it, because 1 minute people were laughing at silly sketches and the next minute they were watching someone break down in front of them, while other cast members gathered around Bowen like they were protecting him, and some of them were crying too, which did not feel like a planned farewell but instead felt sudden, like something had gone wrong behind the scenes. And what made it even more shocking was the timing, since big cast members usually leave at the end of a season and not in the middle, and leaving in December is rare, which made people start asking questions about why it happened so fast and why it happened now, because something serious had to be happening, and many believe Bowen did not leave only for a new job but needed to step away to protect himself, since being one of the biggest stars on the show comes with huge pressure, and Bowen was not just another cast member but someone breaking barriers, carrying expectations, and being watched closely every week, which can wear a person down even if they seem happy on screen. And when people look back at that final episode, his performances feel different, with intense energy that felt rushed, like he was trying to give everything he had left. And in one sketch his voice cracked slightly during a line that was supposed to be funny, which at the time seemed like part of the character but now feels like something deeper slipping out, making people wonder if he was acting or saying goodbye without words. And Ariana Grande being there added more mystery, because she stayed close to Bowen during the goodbyes and leaned in to whisper something to him that nobody knows. But whatever it was made him close his eyes and take a deep breath, looking like relief mixed with sadness. And maybe she was telling him it was okay to leave, or maybe she understood more than the audience ever will. And another reason this exit raised eyebrows is because leaving Saturday Night Live is usually very hard due to strict contracts, and for the producers to allow Bowen to leave before the season ended suggests that keeping him was no longer possible, which says a lot about how serious the situation might have been. And the reactions of the other cast members said even more, because newer performers looked scared, and Bowen was not only funny but also a leader who helped connect the show to younger viewers and online culture, and even long-time cast members looked shaken, proving the loss was huge. And one of the most talked about moments of the night was Bowen's musical sketch, which looked funny on the surface but felt like a farewell when watched again, because he hid his feelings behind music and costume, but once it ended the truth showed, turning comedy into honesty. And now people are worried about the future of the show, because Bowen was the bridge between Saturday Night Live and a new generation that understands online humor and fast-changing trends. And without him, many fear the show will lose that connection and play it safe. And while some think his exit is linked to future movie plans, his face that night showed this was not about money or fame, but about being deeply tired in a way sleep does not fix. And the timing made it even harder, because leaving before the holidays meant no slow goodbye and no final group moments. Only silence while fans talk online, and Bowen likely figures out who he is without the show that shaped him. And one small moment made everything more emotional, when he waved to the band and hugged crew members the camera usually ignores, showing he was leaving a family and not just a job. And the hugs lasted longer than usual as the producers let the moment stay, making it uncomfortable and beautiful at the same time, reminding everyone that show business can lift people up and wear them down together. And fans are heartbroken as social media fills with messages saying the show will not feel the same, because Bowen made many viewers feel seen. And losing him feels personal, even if people understand why he had to go. And in the end, this goodbye reminds us that even the brightest stars are human, because Bowen Yang did not just perform on Saturday Night Live but changed it, and sometimes choosing yourself means walking away even when the whole world is watching, and while the show will return and the lights will turn back on. For many people, something important ended on that Christmas night, not with a joke but with tears.